With God, nothing is impossible, yeah.
J-E-S-U-S, he's my Lord and King. J-E-S-U-S, he's my everything.
You cannot pray to the same God as the slave master.
My, at the time, 3-year-old had such a good time tipping the drag queens and all the other drag performers.
Women's rights, but we can't define what a woman is. But also men can be women. And no uterus, no opinion, but also men can get pregnant. Men are oppressing us, but also it's okay if biological men take over our spaces and our sports. Women are so over-sexualized in this culture, but it's empowering if women are the ones sexualizing themselves.
Alexa!
So have you all seen this current trend going around on TikTok, where if you say, "Hey Google," around a baby or a toddler, they seem to freak out. They're absolutely horrified.
If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus.
Yeah, I think there is a misplaced delusion that pervades a certain segment of the vegan community who have tricked themselves into believing that because they're not eating animals that they've opted out completely from this cycle of life and harm.
Blood quantum is an imposition from the federal government that has been used to weed out Native Americans. So the whole idea of U.S. federal policy has been to assimilate Indians, to rid themselves of the Indian problem so that land and resources could be obtained, right? Mm-hmm. And so blood quantum was one way that the U.S. government could do that. So if you didn't meet what they thought was some kind of purity test, then they could write you off, right? But that is not how many Indian nations view tribal citizenship or membership. And I think one of the major issues that American Indians have is that we are often stereotyped into this picture, and if we don't fit that, then we're not legitimately Indian. When you first met me, what did you think? Did you think, well, where's her brown skin? Where's the feathers?
Well, are you 100% Native American?
No, absolutely not.
Percentage?
Are you 100% Native American? No, absolutely not.
What percentage are you?
And that's let's talk about that. And it's not about race. So I'm Polish. And Choctaw.
So half and half?
Something like that.
Black people, they are the aboriginals of every continent. Dark-skinned people are the aboriginals of every continent. Native Americans migrated over the ice bridge from Siberia, that would be Asia, and became what we now know as Native Americans.
This door you're looking at was a very big deal, and you may not have even noticed. It doesn't have a door handle. Well, this was a secret room in an AT&T central office in San Francisco in 2006. And this man, Mark Klein, had worked for AT&T for over 20 years, and he grew suspicious of this room with no door handle on it that frequently NSA, National Security Agency, officials would come and meet and discuss and go into that room. And what he found in this room, he blew the whistle on, which got him in some hot water, similar to the other guy we all know. Now, what he found in this room is a series of devices which routes all of the internet traffic through a device that the NSA owns. So he leaked internal documents that revealed that the company had set up a secret room in its San Francisco office to give the NSA access to its fiber optic internet cables. Now, this is in 2006, back when more people cared about being spied on, I guess. Because now everyone knows that everything is databased and collected and stored in a couple different centers. Now, this is the NSA headquarters now. Look at how many freaking people work there, man. Do they even all fit in that building, or does it go below ground a little bit? I don't know.
If we get an airborne pandemic, if we hadn't built ahead of time some structures to deal with this, millions of people could be adversely impacted.
But also there will be a surprise outbreak. The next administration, that there's no doubt in anyone's mind that they will be faced with the challenges that their predecessors were faced with.
This dome of this 44-story building is right across the street from Tower 1.
It's not even touched.
Right, it's not clobbered.
There's nothing on it.
Right. Building 7 went away that afternoon, and over by the post office, you can see it didn't even spill completely across the street.
One of the key pieces of evidence which shows that this is what happened, that the buildings did indeed turn to dust before they hit the ground, or mostly to dust, is the seismic evidence.
Up above at the top, there's WTC-1's impact on the ground. And what's below that, that blue data, that was an earthquake that was in Midtown Manhattan that same year. It's approximately the same magnitude. And it was a 2.4 instead of a 2.3. But you notice the signals are very, very different. Notice the high frequency of in the blue signal.
Yes.
But notice that you first get the primary wave arriving, that little, it's kind of like snout leading up to the big wave. And then the secondary wave is that bigger one. But you can't see those same signals from when the towers hit. If the towers are slamming down into the bedrock, they should be ringing like a tuning fork.
Right.
Here's the signal for the Tower 1. It lasted 8 seconds. It takes 9.5 seconds to throw a bowling ball off the roof and have it hit the ground below. The building went away faster than it could have fallen. It didn't hit the ground, didn't slam to the ground. That's why there's no S and P waves. There's only surface waves. And that's what you would get if you lifted the building off the ground. You know, think of two people sleeping together in the same bed. One person gets up, the other person, in a conventional mattress, the other person feels the disturbance.
Right.
If you lift a 500,000-ton building off the ground, it's going to cause a surface disturbance.
Right.
That's all that was recorded. Not anything going boom on the bedrock.
Even when people are being faced with the dangers of a hurricane, people are still not buying Dasani water. It seems that now people are finding out the truth about this water bottle over here. This is a Walmart during Hurricane Helene in Florida. Even with the rebranding of this water, look at this. Our honest review of the new Dasani water formula. Why does water have a formula? And why did you have to go ahead and make this new again? Like, what is this about? And then I read the article. It says it actually tastes like water now. New Dasani tastes as good as any other standard $4 bottled water I've ever had. But this right here, it actually tastes like water now? So water has a taste?
Cola rebranded and changed the taste of Dasani. So let's find out together what's the difference between the old versus the new one. They're very similar in the taste perspective. They're very similar. In a blind tasting, I don't think that I could taste the difference side by side because, let's be honest.
Now I looked at the ingredients on the new bottle. It doesn't even tell you the ingredients. All it says is crisp, clean, and refreshing. And Dasani isn't spring source. It is actually purified tap water with added salt, amongst other things. So this actually dehydrates you and causes you to want to drink more. That's why you're always parched after drinking Dasani.
¡Ay, qué bello! I've been dreaming of my fire for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they won't go sign. Artificially intelligent way. I'm your future best present. I'm a fine line. Yeah, I'm a missing link of this illusion.
I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff. Like when the British ruled India, they would come over to India to play golf, and they would hire what was called a jam boy for the day.
Different course than Donnie played.
Yes, different courses.
Yes.
And because the land was better than in England, right? So they'd hire a jam boy for the day, which was basically an Indian slave that they would take onto the course, but they would cover him in jam so that they would not get any bugs attracted to them. The bugs would all go to the guy covered in the jam. God. And his payment was that he got to take the jam home to his family that he was covered in all day. And the only reason I found out about this, because I had no idea, at my school that I went to college at, everyone named their houses, like signs. And one house decided to name their house Jam Boys because they were like, oh yeah, like we jam. Like they had no idea about this connotation.
Yeah.
And like we saw the sign, we're like, that's cool. 24 hours later, there's like an article in the school newspaper about it being like they had to take it down because it was like a bad thing, and it was like this whole thing. And then all my friends started calling me Jam Boy. That's like a thing.
That's a pew pew in his hand. If I say it, they're gonna take my video down, so I can't say it. That's what it is. Sarasota, Florida, where this group of white people profile this black teen.
What's going on, buddy?
Nigga brought a team out here.
Obviously, he doesn't live here.
If you live here, you're visiting a friend, that's fine. Just let us know, because you're getting neighbors concerned since you're walking around my house. I'm not walking around your house. Hold on, Steve. You've been past my house 4 times. I don't know you. I've never seen you here before, and you're walking past my house over and over again. So if you live here or you have a friend you're visiting here, that's fine. I'm not in front of your house. You're in front of my house. You're actually following me.
You went up the wrong way. We just asking a question. You live out here?
I'm a part of the neighborhood.
You're a part of the neighborhood? Does that mean you live here? It's simple.
Like, bro, what?
You live here. You went up to my wife.
But I didn't go up to your wife, man. I don't know who you're talking about. Yeah. And I think I can walk around my neighborhood.
Fuck the police. What makes me black is my name being DeJuan Brown, and when I apply for jobs under that name, not getting calls back. Because they could tell that I'm an American-born nigga. And the plan for California in the 2000s, when I was in my 20s, and still is now, was not to give substantive jobs to black men that are born in America with college degrees, by the way. I got a college degree from the same school as her goddamn white husband. How come her white husband from the same fucking school can get her jobs, but my black ass couldn't get no goddamn jobs with this fucking worthless ass college degree? Because I'm a nigga. I'm glad it forced me to go into business for myself, and I haven't looked back. I'll never work a day job again. But why do black people have to go through that? That's the black experience. Fuck a police officer. The police officer having a black man or a black woman's name and showing up, and then realizing you black American, oh, you niggas hold too many problems. Let's hire this foreign nigga because they know this foreign motherfucker is happy to be here. Their parents raised them on different principles than them American kids. Them American kids are gonna want their rights. They're gonna want they pay to be right. We're gonna make sure you following OSHA laws, nigga. EEOC guidelines, nigga. Black Americans gonna make sure that, nigga, you following the motherfucking law, and you paying us right, and we gonna take our lunch in 2 breaks, nigga. Y'all don't want that. Y'all want people who are happy to fucking be here, raised by people who are happy to be here, so they don't give you no shit when y'all fuck them over. That's just what it is.
He's my Lord and King, J-H-U-S, my everything.
This is the Kingdom. So here's a controlled demolition, and it produces a P wave and an S wave. So if we have Seattle Kingdom, we're going to look at things relative to that. That made a 2.3 on the Richter scale when it was blown up by controlled demolition. And we have these 2 towers. Let's say for the Tower 2 is the first to go. So if we turn it to dust, all but the bottom 16 stories, and then drop a 16-story building to the ground, we record approximately the same seismic signal as what was recorded on 9/11. Just pretend this rest doesn't exist. And for Tower 2, if you turn it into dust above the 20th story and just drop a 20-story building to the ground, you get the seismic signal that was recorded.
We are told that natural landmarks like the Devil's Tower are made by lava cooling in that shape, and that the lava dries up into neat little hexagonal columns. But when you look into how basalt columns are formed, you will not be able to watch how they are formed. Instead, we are told to just believe that basalt columns are the result of lava cooling down and cracking into hexagonal columns on its own. But when we look at how lava actually works, it never dries like that. It oozes chaotically before cooling down and drying in a random manner. It's merely circumstantial. No one has ever witnessed basalt columns form, therefore the official explanation is very much up for debate. So is the Devil's Tower an ancient tree stump? Are there more of these kind of structures?
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly.
This is probably the worst time to disclose this, but LA really has a plan that's called Smart LA 2028. One of my good friends sent me a TikTok or Instagram reel about a smart city here in LA, and I actually looked it up and it's real. This is real. Web address is lacity.gov. I quickly read through it, speed read it. Basically, we're gonna turn into a surveillance state, and we will only have a single form of digital payment without cash. I'm not gonna say anything, just read it. Also adding 3,000 more 5G towers. Here are the Smart City Committee contributors.
And I don't want nobody crying saying, no, that's what it is. That's the difference between born black Americans and people who look black and people who are coming here. They know that it's a temperament thing. These white folks know they niggas. They know we ain't taking no shit. And they know we know the company. We're going to read the company manual. We're going to read the company guidelines, nigga. Yes. But if you're new here, second generation, you're born anchor baby, your parents raised you with different values. Your parents told you just work hard and go and get it. Don't worry about what they're doing to you. Don't worry about what they're doing to you. And that's good. Because we were told to work hard too. But we was also told to have some fucking respect. And you gonna respect me. You was told, don't worry if they respect you or not. Just work hard and go. And these white folks hiring for these jobs know that. They know that they could treat you like shit and you ain't gonna do the goddamn thing about it. No disrespect, Ungeche, but they know. We were raised with different principles. They can treat y'all like shit and you're gonna get it. So don't tell me about no fucking with the police thing. God damn it, let me get the right goddamn job so I can live in a neighborhood to pay for myself a good goddamn lawyer when the police fuck with me. How about that? Would this give white people, black people, allow us to be able to be and live and and make a decent amount of money so when the police does fuck with us, we can afford our own goddamn Johnny Cochran to get back at them.
pandemic prevention and preparedness is going to end up being, whether the administration likes it or not, a priority, a top priority.
Trump is now president. When he faces his first major epidemic, as his predecessors have, he will likely project his impulsivity, xenophobia, and cavalier attitude towards facts to over 52 million followers.
What's going to happen to this? Then what I'll do is I'll wait for a more progressive administration, and more importantly, I'll wait for bad times. When bad times come, then I'll get whatever I want.
And if that happens, I'll bet he will.
You have a child and you have a doctor, and the doctor is saying, we must inject your child with this thing. Oh, what's in it? Oh, it's an antigen that's going to alert your immune system to a disease your child hasn't seen. Anything else? Is anything else? Well, there's an adjuvant. Oh, what's that? Well, in this case, it's a metal. What's it do? Oh, it hyperactivates your immune system. In a specific way? No. Has it been tested to see whether it's safe? Oh, in humans? No. Has it been tested in anything else? Rabbits. Was it safe? No.
So the man behind me is Nobel Prize winner Daniel Gajusek. He's a virologist that won this prize due to his research in Papua New Guinea. Can you guess what he did? I'm gonna give y'all a second. You ready? Because it's worse than you're thinking, I guarantee it.
With 300 or 400 boys who had sex with me from 8 and 10 and 12. 100% have run into my bed, jumped in without my mentioning it, and asked for sex. I have never asked for it. I have never once taken a kid to my bed. They have come to my bed, and I am no one to kick them out. If they hug me and I find them playing with my I say, good on you, I play with theirs. And I'll do it now and with great pleasure.
What the fuck? And it gets worse, bro. So apparently he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of child abuse, right? Back when this had happened, and he was caught for this. And his sentencing was 9 months to a year and probation for 5 years, fam. It also said he was allowed to conduct fucking virus research overseas as soon as he's done with his sentencing. The charges were stemming from the allegations of sexual abuse from more than 50 boys. And then the FBI started fucking investigating him, and they found that video of him saying that crazy shit. And he got a fucking 9 month to a year sentence with 5 years probation. What? I wish I'd never fucking found this information, bro.
My name is Eric, 24 years old, and I'm he/him.
Okay, Eric, what topic are you here to debate about?
I could pick any topic I want.
You can pick any of the topics on the board.
What about YT privilege?
You want to talk about white privilege? Sure, if you want to use a free parking, you can use that.
Okay, you understand what the word privilege means, right?
Yes.
The color of my skin, which is white. What privilege do I have?
You would have the privilege of not facing the disproportionate effects that black people face in America, such as the privilege of not being targeted for the criminal justice system just because you're black. You would have a privilege when it comes to the medical field because black people disproportionately are affected by the medical field in terms of having typically a higher mortality rate than white people. You would have the privilege of being born into a family with more wealth. 95 million traffic stops were analyzed. They found that black people get pulled over more than white people unless it's nighttime, in which the color of the skin of the driver can't be seen, in which case the pullover rates even out. Do I need to keep going?
I think those are all just like opinions.
Does stupid run in your family, or is that just like a you thing?
Yeah, but I didn't get that genetic. And you were saying that they the work times, they drive home from work. Well, most black people don't work. Like you have like a fake job.
Hold on. Well, Hunter, say nothing. Great. Now we can move on. I'm not giving the satisfaction of reaction to that fucking nonsense.
So this bag is made in China. How can luxury brands print made in Italy? It's illegal, right? Now, you see, this EU law says that I'm allowed to say made in Italy if last substantial transformation is done here in Italy. So, I have imported this bag from China. It cost me $20. But here in Italy, I will just stitch this zipper, which is legally the last substantial transformation. And now this bag is suddenly made in Italy. And I will sell it to you for $2,000. Because now you're imagining it was handcrafted by Italian artisans sipping Prosecco under the Mediterranean sun. The irony is that the Chinese artisans are now way more skilled than Italian or any European ones, but they don't drink Prosecco. Oh, and by the way, this entire video is also not made in Italy.
Hey Google! Hey Google, what's the weather like tomorrow?
Hey Google!
Are you ready to go memes? Hey Google.
Hi, Madison.
Ducking.
Hey, Google, what's the temperature outside?
Okay Google, turn on the lamp. It's okay, it's okay. Belinda, I hear you.
Hey, Google.
Wait.
Grayson.
What's going on?
Oh!
Oh my word.
Oh my god! There are only a few different options for what this could be. It's not really going to make this any less gross, but on the bright side, this is probably harmless to consume. This is a TikTok video that I got tagged in that went viral. It shows this person cutting open a box of juice, but instead of finding juice on the inside, they find this disgusting blob. And unfortunately, this has been documented many times, much more often than we want to give it credit for. So what could this possibly be? First off, this could be a SCOBY, a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. This is actually what's responsible for kombucha, the fermentation process. So this can show up in juice randomly. It could very well be a mold of some kind too, or just bacteria itself, though more than likely this is some sort of fungi, either a mold or again a SCOBY.
We may yet again have another pandemic, and it is almost inevitable that we will have another pandemic.
Welcome to event 201.
He kept going, so pretty, and like holding out the dollars. He was so excited. So I'm sure that he won't be able to wait again this year. So thank you so much for making it not just a fun event, but a fun event for everyone in your family. It's much appreciated.
Absolutely. Since the beginning, it's always been very important to us that this event is accessible for everybody, and that includes being free entry. At most, one day we might ask for a donation, but we'll never turn someone away for a ticket price.
Hey Google. Every time.
Why don't you want me to say Google?
Because he frightens me to death because he's so loud.
But it's not scary though, it's just a voice.
He's talking through him.
It's just a computer.
Just a computer talking. Why are you?
I don't know. Why is whispering?
Because I don't want him to turn on.
Well, he won't turn on. I don't think it's plugged in. Go on then. Is it not turned on? We won't wait then. Why?
Massive engineering projects like the Suez Canal were built across 100 plus miles with zero curvature adjustment. Perfectly flat. No arc. No correction. Commercial airline pilots fly thousands of miles without ever tilting the nose downward to follow a curve. Flight manuals don't mention curvature at all. At cruising altitude, the horizon always stays at eye level. Whether you're at sea or 35,000 feet, it never drops, as it should on a sphere. Sunlight often appears in sharp, angled beams, creating small, focused light spots on the ground. That kind of light behavior suggests proximity, not 93 million miles. There has never been a single, continuous, real-time video of the Earth rotating in space. All we have are stitched clips, CGI, and composite images. Antarctica is off-limits for independent exploration. Since 1959, it's been locked behind international military protection. You can't just go there.
Ultra Instinct!
I'm going to tell your audience something that not many farmers would ever admit. This happens on all farms. If you like eating avocados, for a farmer to grow avocados financially, especially biodynamically, where we're enhancing the ecosystem and helping nature, we have to grow at least 20 to 40 acres of avocado. And we have to be able to sell those directly to our market. Here I am farming 20 to 40 acres. That's going to require me to kill at least 35 to 40,000 gophers to protect those trees. Hummingbirds accidentally, when I spray a non-synthetically derived organic spray, accidentally killing bees, accidentally killing ladybugs, and intentionally killing ground squirrels. So there are 50 to 100,000 deaths that happen just to grow avocados. Yeah. And my point is that none of us are getting out of this without blood on our hands. It's just at what point and how connected were you to the process, but that doesn't excuse you from the reverence and the responsibility for life.
Because when you go to work, you're slaving and working for somebody
slave
else.
master. Let's go. Now we're speaking.
So the slave master's got more power than you.
Let's go.
So his God must be answering his prayers.
But not yours.
But not yours.
That's what I'm saying.
So you have to go to your slave master, who's your God, to ask his God to give you what you want.
This is not your homeland. It's the Jewish homeland. And one day it's all going to be ours. And the Arabs know that. They also have the Bible.
So your dream is an Israel stretching from the Euphrates to the Nile?
So it's not my dream. It's a prophet that we got, from Abraham. I believe that Abraham is my great-great-grandfather.
So the mission is to expand Israel from what it is today?
Also, yes.
To expand into Syria, into Egypt.
Exactly.
Are you excited about these plans?
I'm very excited.
But this entails that you would have to take over countries that already exist.
Right.
So we're talking about half of Iraq, we're talking about Syria, we're talking about parts of Lebanon, Jordan, Egypt. How is that going to happen? There are people living in these countries. What's going to happen to them?
It's a great question. I don't know. I know it's going to happen. Once the Turkeys were here and then the British were here and now we're here.
So when Israel was established over 70 years ago, there were people here, the Palestinians. They had been living here for centuries. How do you feel about the Palestinians as a people?
I don't know them personally.
You don't know any Palestinian?
No.
Personally. So how do you feel about them as a people?
If he has his pride that this is his homeland, so I don't respect him. I won't spit on him and I won't do anything, yes? Just and my feeling is this is not your homeland. It's the Jewish homeland. And one day it's all going to be ours. And the Arabs know that. They also have the Bible. I don't know why they're so, they also have the Bible, and they all know how it's going to finish.
Alexa, what's my notifications?
Very odd indeed.
Okay. She's all gone. Baby. Alexa.
What do you guys think?
Come on, sir. Again. I need a pussy too. Keep going. Mic work. I'm gonna wait till you heal up. I'm gonna wait till you heal up. Yeah, you need to. I'm gonna wait till you heal up. I'm gonna wait till you heal up.
Today is March 26, 5:57 p.m. There is a flight from New York to Tashkent. This flight took off from New York and is above Iceland right now, and it's going to Tashkent. Here is New York with a ruler directly to Tashkent, completely level and straight. So New York, Tashkent. Why is this plane above Iceland? Why is this plane above Iceland from New York to Tashkent? And before anybody comes at me saying, oh, put the line on the globe, New York to Tashkent, still below Iceland. It is still flight pattern below Iceland on a globe, straight line. It is so ridiculously easy to debunk the globe. Oh, that's why. Here's Iceland. There's New York. Oh, that's why. Completely straight flight on a flat earth map, guys. Boom, boom.
But I have an advice for young people in Europe. I know you want to free Palestine, you want to free Congo, you want to free Sudan, you want to free Iran. There's a new one every week. Free Europe. Free Europe from right-wing extremism. Free Europe from fascism. Free Europe from racism. Free Europe from imperialism. When you do this job, as soon as you do this job, Gaza will be free. Congo will be free. Sudan will be free. Iran, forget about us. Don't worry about it. Free Europe.